everybody, it's Talks from CritsHappen.com. We are here in Austin, Texas at Wonko's Toys and Games, and we're here with Justin DeWitt, who is the owner of Fireside Games, makers of Castle Panic and the brand new Dead Panic. And we're here for a release party, which is really cool. There's a lot of things happening. We have like several tables back here, and we're going to have bunches of pictures to show everybody of everyone playing it. There's some people surviving.
It's true.
There are some people not. it's definitely a different style.
As all good zombie apocalypses go.
That's right. Exactly. So talk to us a little bit. So Castle Panic comes out, and it gets widely well received. Yeah. It gets Origin nominated. It wins Games Traditional Top 100. It goes flying like crazy. Bunch of lists. So and then you move into zombies. So tell us, if I own Castle Panic and I love Castle Panic, or even if I just kind of like it, why would I want to have Dead Panic, and what's different? And why does it make it better?
Well, really, we just need tons of money is what it's about.
Okay, good.
No, the reason we did it, and let me back up just for a second, because when we came out with Castle Panic, a lot of people were approaching us going, great, do a zombie one. And we didn't want to just make a zombie one. We wanted to make a new game. I'm not a big fan of just repainting things. I would rather have an actual new experience. And this game gave us enough pieces to work with. The engine has enough to it that I wanted to make a zombie version. And it was a back shelf project for years and years till finally I got what I wanted. And this is it. I like to call it a rework. It's not a repaint. That's the biggest thing. I wanted you to be in the game, an actual character in the game, which means now you can die, which totally changes the game. It's not just keeping towers.
As we learned.
Yes, as we've seen, yeah. Not everyone makes it out alive. That meant things like you had to have movement ability. You had to be able to take damage and give damage differently. I wanted to give players more to chew on when it came to combat. Instead of the abstracted version of, here's a card, I win, you have bullets that run out. You have to do melee combat involving rolls and things like that. You can modify rolls. So there's a lot more that hobby game kind of stuff that everybody loves, and also more to chew on, excuse the pun. That's just, it makes the game deeper. It has a lot of the basics of this that we expanded on, and then also we give you the ability to turn into a zombie when you die, and it just made more sense. We knew we had that whole, oh my god, they're all coming at me. How do we make that really play like a zombie game, though? So
gotcha.
That's
and
where this came from.
We just played our first game, and we kind of survived. we did win, but yeah, we played a two-player game, and one person died, and one person made it through the van and got out.
Teeth is a good way to describe that game.
Very much so, and it did feel very different from any other kind of zombie game. You know, most zombie games become very basic and not very high strategic stuff. There were a lot of choices we were making in this game, and I think that's one of the appeals.
Yeah, you can get a few mistakes in before the game eats your lunch, kind of thing. It's just, it's mean. It's not going to die. It's a lot.
Or eats you.
Eats you, exactly.
It's awesome.
Yes.
So this is brand new. Obviously, we're here at the release party. It's just coming out, and you've had this at Gen Con, at BGG Con, some of the cons showing people already. And then next up is coming an expansion for another expansion. You have the Wizard's Tower already, which is painfully loving. It's hard, but it's very fun and it adds new things. Can you tell us anything at all about the next expansion for this and time frame?
Well, we're looking at 2014. I can't give a date yet because it's still in playtest, but we actually have a group of small expansions. They're not going to be as game-changing as the Wizard's Tower. They're going to be new things to do in little packs, and the idea being there'll be new monsters with crazy new abilities, but there'll also be new ways you can interact with like the board, new things you can do to the monsters, new rewards you can get, and part of it is balancing them out and figuring out how they go together, because tentatively we're looking at 4 what we're calling mini expansions. It might end up being like 2 mini expansions and one bigger one or something. Okay. We're not quite sure how it's going to split, and it just needs to make sure that it works right. So that's my job now, is beat on that until it breaks, then fix it, and then break it again.
Sounds like a lot more options, though, which is really good.
Yeah.
And then I'm presuming, since the success of this was so good and you built expansions on this, presuming there's more zombies coming.
Almost definitely, yeah. I have a few ideas that I'm doing, but what I want to do actually is get your fans to tell us what they want. Play the game, tell me what you wish was in it, and we'll see, because I have some ideas of a direction I want to go. But with Wizard's Tower, we had ideas left over from Castle Panic. We had a ton of new things, and it was kind of obvious. Here it's like, there's a couple directions I could go in. I know what I'd like, but I want to see what the fans are kind of itching for. So it's probably some good opportunities for fan feedback on that one.
Cool. So that's up to you guys. You got to leave some comments below in the YouTube channel. Tell me what you like. Tell Justin what you like or what you need. So we all have cravings. And obviously, zombies want brains. So
they do.
Let us know what you want and what you need inside of Dead Panic. And I'm sure you'd love to hear about Castle Panic as well.
Exactly. So yeah, if you guys have more ideas for that. Some of the ideas in Wizard's Tower were fan generated. A lot of them came as ideas that I had to tweak to make work in the system. But the inspiration, I checked the back of the rulebook. rulebook, you'll see in Wizard Star we credit a bunch of people. So.
We all want to make God cards, right? We want to make the one that just kills
all
everything.
the monsters. Yeah, that's not happening. Don't suggest that. I'll just warn you right now.
Well, you can suggest it. It just won't happen, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Now, as a company, you're growing really fast. Obviously, you started off with a tremendous, out of the chute game.
Right.
You've got what appears to be another great game coming up as well.
Bears has done really well for
Bears
us,
has
so,
done well as well. Also, so you got a
Good
lot of
job.
things happening. What's next, and what's the evolution for Fireside? What's the next thing coming up?
The biggest thing for us right now is trying to get a little more organized on how our time goes. Right now, it's a small company. For those of you who don't know, it's basically a two-man operation. Emery and myself run the whole company. And as chief designer, I get buried a lot in a lot of the business stuff. It's a full business with accounting and bookkeeping and stock and inventory and all that stuff. And I'm finding it drags us down a little bit. So we're bringing on probably it looks like we might actually be 2 people that are job sharing for us that are going to help take away a lot of the sales and maintenance kind of thing that frees me up for the design so I can make more games so we can sell more games. So instead of being years and years between expansions, we can get a little quicker, hopefully, is the plan.
Gotcha.
That is the theory on paper. We have some great people we're bringing on board. We'll make an announcement about that early January. Awesome. So that is the biggest step. For a while, the company was full-time, just myself, but Anne-Marie came on earlier this year, actually, February. So now we're both full-time, and, at this point, it's keeping up with demand and reprints and all that.
Yep.
Good problems, but still problems.
If people want to follow all that, the easiest way is fireside.com or firesidegames.com. Firesidegames.com. You're on Facebook, right?
So you're on Facebook/Fireside Games, and then Twitter at Fireside Games. We'll tell you all about events and updates and things like that, where I'm working on building an email list that you can get the easy way that way. Whatever you want, you can get it from us.
And that's something that we love. Now, you guys are local here to Austin,
We are.
but you do a lot of traveling. I mean, you just were on the road quite a bit, and you go to a lot of different game stores like this, and you show off your games, you give the fans a chance to play them, give you feedback and things like that. And if you don't follow them yet on Facebook or Twitter, there are some really interesting videos about you and your dietary habits and things that you love to eat. So.
Watch me eat weird things on YouTube. It's cool.
It's almost like a side business. So
if we can make money off that,
That's awesome. All right. Well, hey, congratulations. Castle Panic's phenomenal. We love it.
Yep.
Dead Panic, we just had our first game on it. We're hoping to play many more of it.
Pretty good time.
Even though it was very painful, it's painful in a way that makes you want to come back.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
That is Fireside Games. That is Justin DeWitt. That is Castle Panic. And this is Dead Panic. So check it out when you can. Until we see you next time, keep rolling those dice, and we hope they're all crits.